Hi, welcome everybody. Happy Monday evening. We're so happy to have you join us. And I am Tracy Flintoff and my amazing friend and partner, Cami Brecko. We are going to tag
Hello.
team tonight and share some really amazing information with you. It certainly changed our lives, and we are really happy to share it with others. We just really get excited to hear people's results. That's why we do
Mm.
this. So I'm going to share my screen here real quick. I'm going to walk you through some incredible information that this probably is new information for a lot of you. So what we're talking about tonight is the groundbreaking use of phototherapy. So your cells are the powerhouse of your body, and they determine health, your energy, your cognition, your brain, your focus, your performance, your energy, your recovery. So we're going to be talking about the power of light. And this power discovery goes way back into history. So Albert Einstein, the father of modern physics, he felt way back then that the future of medicine was really in frequency. So frequency, that's like sound waves or microwaves, Bluetooth, those kinds of things that you can't see, feel, touch, but they're there. And Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, that's a really huge clue. He was very much about doctors focusing on prevention rather than pills. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. What we're talking about is allowing our body to be unlocked so that we can actually focus on the innate ability of the body to heal itself, to regenerate and repair. So we're not going to focus on the treatment of an illness. We're going to let the body do what it was designed to do with a tool that we're going to share with you in just a minute. But before we share that information, our typical disclaimer. LifeWave patches are a holistic wellness product in the FDA category. And we are not medical professionals. And tonight we're not going to diagnose, try and treat, or cure anything. We're just going to share some really great information with you. And it's for informational purposes only. We always want you to consult your doctor, your practitioner regarding any issues you might be dealing with. And when you learn more about what this is, you will want to work with your doctor. I do my blood work now every 6-month increment because it's just so fun to watch things change and get better and improve. I've never had that improvement before until this. But what we're talking about is practitioners all around the world, and for thousands of years, light has been a healing modality. And this is modern day applications of light. So red light therapy, laser light therapy, infrared saunas, MRIs, uh, all making change in the body with light. But those are synthetic light. You have to have a power cord. There's limits on these because they can do damage in the body. But what we're talking about is our own light. We'll get more into that in a minute. But first, we want to address what is the central problem that everybody deals with. The reality is, the older you get, the faster you age, the slower you heal. And it really comes down to one central issue in the body, and that's the repair system. The only way our body repairs and regenerates and prevents is through stem cells. So by the age of 30, you've decreased about 50% of your own body's ability to regenerate with stem cells. But when you're age 60, which I'm almost 60, we have a very small percentage left, less than 10%. When you're in your 80s, we're talking about 2%. So that's why as we get older, things take longer to heal and we start dealing with more and more health issues because these little miracle stem cells, they burn out like little light bulbs, but thankfully they stay in our body. So, we're going to share with you the best kept secret. And we're talking about a safe and affordable way to change the trajectory of your aging. So, if you can imagine the light in your body being redirected, like reflecting off of a mirror, that is what these patches are. You wear them to activate your own light, and are activated by body heat, and that is reflecting back in at different angles of light to bring back peptides, melatonin, collagen, repair cells. A lot of different things, and we'll talk more about that, but this is patented. So this is the only company in the entire world that you can get this product from. The focus of this company is all about elevating, activating, and regenerating the body. Um, I have a really great little short video, and I'm going to go ahead and play that for you because I think they explain it really well.
Light, an ancient form of energy that goes back to the dawn of time. For us, it all begins with the sun, the source of light and life for our entire solar system. Even Einstein concluded that everything we're made of contains light. All life originates with the sun through photosynthesis. Plants and vegetation collect the light, and all living creatures emit light. Humans actually emit infrared light, which can be seen with night vision devices. We've known for centuries that light has many effects on the body. LifeWave's phototherapy patches use light to stimulate the body's natural healing system, providing specific health benefits. Here's how the technology works. First, a patch is applied to specific points on the body. Where the patch covers the skin, infrared light emitted from the body is reflected back into the tissue. This stimulates the skin, which in turn stimulates specific regions of the brain. The brain then taps into the body's own natural flow of energy and the ability to heal itself. Let's take a look at why this is important on a cellular level. For example, a number of our patch products help counteract free radicals, oxygen molecules that damage cell proteins and contribute to visible signs of aging. When the body is stimulated through phototherapy to release its own antioxidants, these free radicals are neutralized naturally. LifeWave phototherapy patches promote an environment that enables the body to optimize its restorative powers and provide specific health benefits, all without the use of harmful drugs or chemicals, all helping you to stay healthy and young. To find out more, contact your distributor or visit lifewave.com. LifeWave. Live long, live well.
Ah, who doesn't want to live younger, live longer, live better? And let's skip some of these visits we have in doctors' offices. But let's talk about the original people who really got to put this on the map. And a lot of them were put on the map because of these patches. And this has been a well-kept secret of athletes for years. So Michael Phelps here on the left won all those medals in Beijing by wearing these patches. You might remember some controversy over him. Mike Tyson, the Kansas City Chiefs, that would be in last year's Super Bowl, not this year. They were wearing them. Tom Brady, he says he really couldn't have played NFL football so late in his career without this because it is regenerating, it's repairing, reducing inflammation, and making it possible for him to go back out on the field week after week, even after injury. Serena and Venus Williams, they love to wear them on their hands, giving them added energy and recovery, endurance. But in 2019, history was made when the inventor and owner of LifeWave, David Schmidt, created the very first ever system to bring back our dormant repair cells by reactivating them. And that product is called X39. We're going to talk more about that right now, but pretty remarkable. So prior to that happening, it was the secret sauce of those athletes, but now it can help regenerate us, regular old people, and do some pretty remarkable things. So when you activate your own repair cells, what you're going to experience is rapid pain relief. And I hear that all the time. And there's a combination of patches that really do that. The reduction of inflammation, we are amazing at different types of inflammation in the body. Also, supporting wound healing, energy, vitality, skin appearance really changes dramatically. Recovery after exercise, the mental clarity, the lack of brain fog that I now experience is nothing short of remarkable because I was really dealing with a lot of that when these little miracle makers came to me. thankfully. I thought I had Alzheimer's, but I was going through the change of life season and it was really horrible for me. But in about 6 weeks, I got my brain back. I got my words back. My hair started growing. My eyes started getting better. 4.5 months, my thyroid regenerated. So you just never know what you might experience personally, but it's all good. There's no downside to this. It's really coming down to age reversal technology. And what we love the most is there are no drugs, no chemicals, no stimulants, nothing is entering the body. This is all natural reflection of light. And you never have to worry about drug interactions, no side effects. This is a privately held company. It's a global company, but they have over 200 US patents on age reversal. That is pretty incredible. And they have products planned for the next 7 years already in the pipeline. But we have a really fantastic website called startx39now.com. And we encourage you to take some time and go through this because there's so much good information. But if you want to share this with somebody, maybe they're across the country, maybe they're in another country, you can send this to them. And it even comes in different languages. You can select the language you want. These products are shipped to 80 different countries around the world. But my favorite section for those people who really want to see the results, the data, I need, the patents, I need the clinical trials. It's in the science community here. My favorite section of that is the age reversal with GHK, that copper peptide. And that is what the X39 patch brings back first, is the GHK copper peptide. And when you have enough of that regenerated, that's when we get those dormant repair cells coming back. And again, patented, only company in the world you can get this from. But they did a number of studies, and one of my very favorites is the cardiovascular study, where they had people wearing the patch for 6 weeks. And after that 6 weeks, they lowered their cardiovascular age on average about 8 weeks. I mean, just absolutely unheard of. They really couldn't get over it. And the medical community, as they find out about this, because there are no pharmaceutical reps calling on them, you're going to have to rely friend to friend. We have to share this with our friends. If we care, we share. When they find out, the heart is actually regenerating and the whole system is getting stronger. But for every day you're wearing that patch, the cardiovascular system is going backwards by about a day and a third. So again, incredible. Nothing else does that. There was another study done on brain health. And what they looked at was decreasing brain inflammation. And that first session there, where you see orange and red, is an example of inflammation or heat in the brain. So think of swelling in that brain, putting pressure on blood vessels. So the more pressure on the blood vessel, the slower the blood flow, the more the cognitive decline. So this is a 77-year-old woman. This was session one before she started using the patches. So in session two, that's 3 weeks in. This is a cool brain. The body doing the work here. Again, the patch is just a signaling device, a tool, frequency. Remember Einstein talking about that? So, like the radio wave, the microwave, the Bluetooth, that's what the patch is. It's a signaling device. The body is doing what it needs to do. And look at what it does in session three. So now we're looking at a total of 6 weeks of her wearing that X39 on her neck, the C7, the back of the neck, day in and day out, 12 hours on and 12 hours off. So now she's also got improved memory, focus. Her cognition in that brain is greatly improved, and that's a beautifully balanced brain. Again, it's increasing that GHK copper peptide. It's helping to regenerate nerves. And when you do that, you're increasing the connectivity in the brain, which is very, very important. We want that. We hear a lot of people tell us about their improvement of sleep. And if you're not a good sleeper, we really want to help you get to be a good sleeper because sleep is when our body repairs and regenerates. So let's get you sleeping if you're not. And if you are using patches, it took me a little while because I was very sleep deprived. I'd only been sleeping in 2 hour increments with my hot flashes for 3 years. And it took me a combination. X39 alone during the daytime was not enough. I added Alavita and Silent Nights at night, and that got me into this deep level of sleep. My dreams are vivid and amazing. I I just can't tell you how great I sleep now. But they say that our body ages dramatically in two radical bursts. The first one is about age 44. And I would agree with that. Absolutely, because I think that's when all of my change of life started and it lingered for way too long. But then again, at age 60, our body goes through a huge decrease in those active, healthy master cells. So, this top picture is showing you what a healthy one looks like. Isn't that beautiful? That is carrying out communication to the body, repair, regeneration, keeping us healthy, preventing, keeping the doors shut on some of these scary genetic traits we might have. But when we get older and these cells are not healthy and stable, look at how they start to dissolve and break down. And that's when we start to see aging and disease really rear its ugly head. This is our friend Marcy Preble. And when these came to her in 2019, she had been through a terrible bout with fast growing cells of the breast, the lymph node system, as well as an aggressive skin cancer, fast growing cells of the skin, which never goes into remission. And her doctor had said, we can probably work on those first two, but that skin one, there's nothing we can do to treat that or help it. It's just a beast and it's going to do what it does and it's going to be what will take you out. Thankfully for her, her naturopath gave her 10 of these X39s. She started wearing them faithfully day in and day out, 12 hours on, 12 hours off. And look at her. She just starts getting better and better. The chemo taste started coming out, I think, on day 3. Day 7, it started breaking out on her back, getting that body detoxified of the toxins that were in there to kill the fast growing cells was really important for her. But she continues to just get better and better with time. She's now 5 years in complete remission of all 3 of those conditions, even that one that the doctors told her would never go into remission. So that's a pretty great story. And she's very dedicated and committed. She's given her life to, creating more awareness around the world about this amazing, these little miracle maker patches. But what we're talking about here is age reversal as opposed to anti-aging. And you've probably heard a lot out there in the media, especially a lot of the beauty companies, anti-aging this and that. And that would be stopping where you are age-wise. But what if you don't like where you are age-wise? Like Dr. Harmon here, a picture on the left. This is his before use picture. 14 months later, look at this man. This is the same man. This is not photoshopped. And we know him personally, Cami and I do, and he really does look like that. And that hair color is his natural hair color that came back. His nurses kept telling him, "Hey, John, your hair's turning brown from the back forward." He didn't believe them. He thought they were tricking him and laughing at him. And then finally it worked its way far enough forward where he could see it. But I don't think either of these people are disappointed with the results they've seen. And you can see Mandy here in the change in just 1 year. She goes from looking like grandma to granddaughter. Spinal
Hey,
health, incredible for that. Bulging discs. The bulge here in between the C7 and the T1, that's pain. That's real bad pain. The indentation of that spinal cord, that's that term bone on bone. That is incredible discomfort. There's a lot of inflammation around that too. But look at here, this body, again, with the signaling of these patches, told the body to help regenerate the tissue. Tomorrow night, I'm going to go into great depth on the role of collagen for body regeneration. We're going to go into the eyes, vision, heart, and brain, organs overall. But this is a really good picture and example. Curvature of the spine, that was about 4 weeks on a combination of patches. You can see how that realigned. And we know actually multiple people who've had that experience, but skin repair, you name it, whatever you need, the body has the ability to do it for you. No injections, no expensive stuff. This is your body fixing it up, tightening the décolleté, varicose veins getting hidden with that nice fluffy collagen filling in around, remodeling of a birthmark, and then cystic hormonal acne. That was 6 weeks for this young lady. I dealt with that my whole life. I always had hormonal problems. That's why my thyroid was so wacky. But we like to say this is better than Botox. Again, no injections. This is your body fixing a lot of things. The icing on the cake is just how we start looking on the outside, but really we do this for what's happening on the inside. The hair regrowth, this fellow here, 5 weeks, pretty fantastic. And again, a couple more examples of age reversal, these people here. I think they're all probably pretty darn happy. The guy here on the bottom right had dealt with fast-growing cells of the skin for 15 years, had 20 procedures and lots of cuts on him. And look at after Cami gave him these patches in just 2 months, his face is finally healing all up. And it's not just the part you see. Again, this is the cellular change to make sure that these things are not happening again in the future. And I do love that these are not just for us humans, but these can be for our fur babies or our feathered friends too. I've heard of several birds. And of course, we just had the Kentucky Derby, and those are very, very expensive horses. And when they get an injury, the horse trainers started using their own patches on these horses and realized, gee, we can regenerate a torn ligament, a torn tendon, not put these horses out to pasture. Let's expedite their recovery. And I'm going to tell you about this little pup here in a minute. We're going to come back because this is my favorite part of tonight. And this is our testimony. And my friend Terry, Terry Lutz, if you're on, and if you could please unmute yourself, I'd love to have you share your journey using the patches and what these have done for your family. So if you're able to just hit your little red microphone there, and it should unmute you. Let's see. We're not hearing you quite yet, Terry. Are you able to hit the unmute? So you're trying? Okay. There we go. Well, all right, you're here. We have you. Do you see it in the bottom left corner, maybe? Do you see the microphone next to the video? If you can just tap on that red microphone.
I can send an ask to unmute message. See if that gives you something to click on, Terry. There you go. Oh,
No, still not.
it's like it's coming on and right back off.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, while Terry is working on that, I'm just going to go back and I'm going to show you part of her story because part of her story really opened my eyes to how incredibly powerful these are. Oops. I don't know what I did there, but let's go back to share here real quick. Because I want to show you her fur baby. This is Brutus. And when Terry got these from me, she had woke up one day right before Christmas and she had this big, ugly purple bruise on her calf. It was terrible. And her husband said, "Oh, that looks terrible. You need to go to the emergency room because what if you had a stroke? If that let loose, that could be a really bad thing." Of course, she went there. There's nothing they could do. They wanted her to get to her doctor, but it's before the holidays and the doctor's office was closed. And she went to like a Czech medical center. And she came to my house to pick up X39 and Eon. And I told her to put both patches right on that condition. And the really cool thing was her inflammation went down dramatically. And then I had said to her, because our kids went to kindergarten, and this little doggy we got to grow up with, Brutus, he's 14 and had terrible arthritis. And you could just see it. He just laid on his bed all day. He wasn't out walking or running, chasing the ball, or he wasn't living his best life. So I said, Terry, when you're done with those patches, put him on Brutus's bed, let him sleep on him, or tape him to the inside of his collar. And I've heard amazing things with cats and dogs regenerating. And I even heard of a blind dog in Japan that saw again. So you just never know what it's going to do. And she looked at me and she said, "Well, did you know that Brutus went blind this summer with diabetes?" I did not know that. And he had these white, frosty cataract eyes with no pupils. And a week later, it was right after Christmas. I'll never forget it because I was at my dad's in Utah skiing. And she called me on the phone and she was really excited. And she said, "You can't believe this. You can't believe this. I just texted you a picture of the new Brutus. He's walking around. He's following me around the house. He sees again. I don't have to drag him out the door to go potty. He's doing everything on his own like his old self." And when she sent me this picture of these beautiful brown eyes with the black pupil, I cried. She and I actually cried together, and it was pretty emotional and exciting for us. Um, it was just something I'll never forget. And darn, we are not able to get you on that. I wonder if you go off of Zoom and come back in, Terry. Do you want to leave the session and come right back? Maybe that would do it.
Yeah, and try that, Terry.
Sorry, my dear. Her son is an amazing athlete. He plays football, he plays baseball. So we've had a hard time getting her able to tell us her journey. And so tonight finally worked. And then of course the tech equipment wants to act up, but we'll have her just rejoin us here. If you'll just bear with us 1 minute. Okay. All right,
Tracy,
Terry, I see
oh, is
you.
she back? Okay, good.
She's back. Are you? It just won't let you
Ah,
unmute.
okay.
Oh, darn, I'm so
Tracy, let's
sorry.
try this one more time. I'm going to press the button that asks you to unmute.
Okay.
Okay. And do you see anything pop up on your phone? Press it once. Shoot.
Oh. Okay, well, I
Oh,
know her story really well.
goodness.
And I know when I originally had her start using these, she really didn't have any major things happening other than age. And I kept telling her, you need these repair cells because they're prevention. They do so much for the body. And so she agreed. My very dear friend always has put trust in me. I'd put trust in her too. We have a lot of fun together. And I do believe she had some increased energy and better sleep. I think her skin felt more hydrated. But for her, she was really thinking more of the prevention because she's had genetics in her family that have led to dementia, her mom. And then I believe it was a sister or aunt, I can't remember which, that had cancer. And, I explained to her that the DNA is actually able to reset and get younger. And so these are gene whisperers. And if we reset the gene, then, you know, you have a lot better odds of not going down that scary path. So if we can skip it, let's skip it. And she said, all right, let's do this. And she started doing this. And of course, you saw her dog's journey. Well, her son is an amazing athlete. And he was really burning the candle at both ends, doing both of his sports and getting injuries. And she'd say, oh, his shoulder's hurting. What would we do? Oh, put the X39 and the Eon right on there. Let's pull the inflammation out with Eon. It's raising a peptide in the liver. And then the X39, of course, bringing the repair cells there. Well, next thing I know, a few months later, maybe even a year and a half, I think it was later, he was diagnosed with a torn labrum in his shoulder. And he was pretty crushed because this is his senior year of high school. And this is when you get scouted. If you're going to get a scholarship, it happens during that year. And he's really had a big name. He had scouts looking at him. The kid is just a rock star and a really great kid, too. And he's super smart and sweet. And they wanted him to hang out for the summer, let it rest. Hopefully it would get better, but they were pretty sure they'd be doing surgery. I believe it was planned for October, end of September, early October it would have been of 2024. And I told her, I said, Terry, I really think that we can regenerate that shoulder. I don't think he's going to need that surgery. Let's use X39 Eon and have him use that Alavita at night. Because when you bring back collagen in your own body, that is the actual mending glue of the body, the joints, the ligaments. I'm going to go more into that tomorrow night and show you some actual diagrams. So lo and behold, he did exactly what they said. And then he used these patches. Of course, they've never heard of these patches. They think we're crazy for using these, right? Well, they go back in, they do a new MRI, and guess what the doctor tells them? Hey, you do not need that surgery because there's not even evidence you even had a tear here. You have beautiful, fresh, regenerated tissue. You can go play your football, play your baseball, live your best life. You're good. Go for it, guy. And he did. So, what price do you put on not having to sit out and rehab your shoulder throughout your senior year when you're that kind of a rock star athlete? That's huge. And then she just told me he just got a scholarship offer. So that is really exciting. So I feel very close to this family in the fact that I've got to play a small little role in their health journey. Um, is pretty great. And yeah, it's just pretty wonderful. And I'm sorry you couldn't hear it in Terry's own words, but I did I do okay? Thumbs up? I covered it all? Okay, my dear, if you think of anything else I missed, just put it in chat for us, okay? All righty. So I'm going to go back to our screen share, and then Cami is going to share with you how you can get your hands on these little miracle maker patches that we just love so much.
Awesome. Thank you, Terry, for sharing your story through Tracy. I'm so glad you guys are good enough friends that she can do that for you. That's super important. That story is going to help a student athlete in Puyallup. So thank you so much for sharing. So
Oh, that's
um,
right. And we do
yeah,
have a friend that his
yes,
son
we
is a star
do.
football player with the same condition.
Yes, we do. So
Yeah.
we're very, very excited. So awesome. So this, how do we get these patches in our hands? The X39, we haven't talked very much about X49. They are similar but have different specialties. X39 is the patch to rule them all. This is the one that tells your body to make that copper peptide. When that copper peptide is present in your body, you release pluripotent repair cells. X49 is a little bit different, and it was created to give your body protection at the cellular level from electromagnetic fields. We can't get away from. We can't get away from Wi-Fi, our cell phones, and all of the dangerous electromagnetic fields that affect our cells negatively. This protects us at a cellular level, but it also helps our bodies to release or to create a different copper peptide that helps build lean muscle mass. It helps our brains and our hearts, and it helps our bone density. Retail for these amazing packs is $149. We'll tell you in a sec how to get wholesale pricing. The wholesale pricing for those two is $99 a month. So these ones, the stem cell active, or I'm sorry, those, yeah, we'll tell you in a second for a month's supply how to get the $99 price. So the other patches on the next screen are ones that we commonly suggest. So Eon and Alavita were ones that Terry's son paired with using X39 for their different properties and for their different assists that they do to accelerate his healing. So Eon, we recommend this to 100% of the people. This tells your body to make an anti-inflammatory, and it dials down that inflammation so more of those repair cells can get through the inflammation and actually repair your body. It's amazing. The Alavita patch tells your body to make a melatonin so you sleep well. And as you know, athletes need their sleep. That's when your body recovers. It is also when our bodies detox. It is also very, very good for our brain health. But Alavita also tells our body to make phthalamine, and that is a big long name for something, but it really helps us accelerate our beautiful skin, collagen, and cartilage repair. So all of those things are amazing, and it does have some reverse aging properties at the telomere level of our DNA. Ice Wave is another favorite just for immediate pain relief, and that is a 2-patch system. So that means there's 15 applications in the envelope. All of our envelopes have 30 patches. So most of them are a 1-month supply, but the Ice Wave is amazing. I have a video that I took of a friend that I patched on Friday morning, and within seconds, she was out of pain. So she was very, very thankful. So these patches and many others, you can see all the different colors here. If the name doesn't start with an X, those are called support patches, and they retail for $79 for a pack. then they wholesale for as low as $49.95. And how to get that wholesale pricing is by purchasing a wholesale kit. So these are our wholesale kits. And what this does for you is it gives you a nice pack of patches at the lowest wholesale price. And then from there, that gives you access to wholesale pricing for your future orders. Now, we recommend that you use that X39 for a month for every decade you've been alive. So that is that's something that you want to keep on your order for subsequent months. And a beautiful thing, you get it for the wholesale pricing. The core pack is wonderful for one person. And what I like to do is help someone, you can customize these packs. And I love to help somebody hear what their concerns are, their health concerns, and then load them up for a few extra months supply of the other support patches that are going to help their accelerate their results and help their patching journey, so that all they have to have on their next order potentially is that X39 for the next month. Advanced is great for a couple. And then the premium is really, really great if you have like a clinic or clients and you want to purchase that wholesale and sell it retail. So just, yeah, so you get with the person who invited you to this call and they will help you build that pack. What's next, Miss Tracey? Coming soon. I cannot stress this enough. We are talking about light technologies with these patches, and this water is a game changer. And we are learning more and more about these studies coming out from this amazing water machine. It is like nothing else you have heard about. And there's some pretty great water machines on the market. This one is a game changer. This one is coming out this summer, and it literally double filters the water, infuses the water with a light frequency that turns on your cells in your body at the cellular level. It's pretty amazing. So every Monday and Tuesday, you'll find Tracey and me and Joy and others on this call from 6 to 6:30. And then on Tuesdays, we do a deep dive from 6:30 till 7 and going into different topics. And so we highly recommend that you invite a friend back. You can always invite a guest. And that's a great reminder if you are a guest tonight. And Jerry, I've got your name down. If there's anybody else here who is a guest of someone, please type your name in the chat. Because we would love to put you in a drawing to win free patches. And then every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific time, Marcy, who is on our team, very high up on our team, and she does another patching event. So there's many opportunities to invite your friends to learn more and possibly win some patches. So get with the person who invited you to this call, and they will help you build out that wholesale pack or just answer your questions. You have the Start X39 Now website to do more research if that's what you need to do. But highly recommend that you continue coming back and getting your questions answered. So I love this company so much. And this is not something you can just walk up onto the shelves of Walmart and purchase and expect to know what to do with it or know what it is. So this is why we do what we do. We share it one-on-one and we share it in groups with people because that takes a little explanation, and you may have questions, and it is unlike anything on the market. So I feel a social responsibility to share, because I do care for people. So we hope that you do too. We hope that you find this so exciting that you want to invite your friends back to this call to learn more. And yeah, we'd love to have you begin living younger today. The X39 is key to that adventure. And again, we are harnessing our own body light in a way that is pretty special.
Well, we so appreciate you guys joining us tonight.
Yes. And Jerry, if you are our only guest here, I thank you so much to the other Cami who is here, who joined early on. Feel free to unmute yourself if you'd like to ask a question. But we'd love to offer you a 5-day supply of our X39 patches. And to get that, are you able to write down an email? If not, I can text it to Cami and she can get in touch with you. But email janjrand@gmail.com, and I'll put that in the chat. And would love to offer you a 5-day supply of patches.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now. We hope to see you guys tomorrow night, and our topic is going to be something you don't want to miss. I mean, how precious are those eyes? Let's keep that collagen, and we're going to give you some good tips and help on that.